Da, du ist gar nicht vorgekommen.
It says we are on, but let me check.
It got really quiet.
Do what?
It just got really quiet. Hey, I got a notification that you're live.
Oh, there you go. So we are
I got
live.
a notification that you're live.
And I just got
there you go.
the notification of the notification that you said. So there that is. Me oh, there's Nemo.
Hi.
Hello, Nemo.
It's really quiet in my room. All the fans and the air conditioner off because it's been like in the 50s every night down here.
Oh, you know what? Now that I notice that it is, I guess there isn't that like it's always very quiet. It's like a quiet drone, like a woo.
Yeah.
But it's never like you're always afraid that it's gonna be like outrageous. It never is.
To me, like it's all I hear. I have tinnitus too, and so it drowns that out. Everywhere I go, there's always background noise, and so my fans have to be louder than the ringing in my ear.
Well, all right. Well, it's the Hunters, and we decided to come on here and showed us a few books. Why Barbarian? Like I think I've complained about 3 or 4 times. He's got a new job, so it really messes up my ability to do YouTube videos. But that's fine. He loves his job, I guess. So got to deal with it. So I'll just show a few that I picked up. I have to order mine online, so they get here when they get here, kind of thing. I have been reading the Batman Curse of the White Knight. I actually like it. I like the first one, just the White Knight, and I like the curse of it. It left off last time with well, I know that's really a spoiler. Just in case, spoiler. And 3, 2, 1. Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is basically about to give birth to twins, I think it is. About to give birth.
Before we go any farther, let me ask you, when did that come out?
I don't know, like a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, a couple weeks
Oh,
ago.
so it's a new comic.
Oh yeah, like the I think number 4, I think it is, comes out like Wednesday. Number 3
Oh,
like 2 weeks ago.
I didn't know. I don't read it, so I didn't know if it was like from the 90s.
Yeah, no, there was the White Knight, and then there was the Curse of, which is like the second volume or whatever. And then even though that I am a part of this club, I have one. I don't know what I did with 2, but I have 1 and 2. I read 1 and forgot to read 2 and 3 just because I was reading I was reading them online, and I was reading all the sub ones. And then when I asked the group chat what book they were reading, of course, Absolute Carnage came up. And I was like, oh, crap, I haven't been reading Absolute Carnage. I've been reading all the sides. So I actually really like this. This is actually really good, this Absolute Carnage. It's not just hype. It actually is pretty well done.
I've heard it's good.
You haven't read it either?
No, I haven't read it. I bought number 1, and I think I bought number 2. I just I had to cut down on what I spend on new comics.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It was getting unaffordable. And so it's more important to me to buy the older stuff that I'm collecting rather than and if it's really good, eventually in a couple months I'll be able to get them all in like the $1, $2.
And then yeah, I mean there's a theme here, as you can see, because I'm hey, if you show me. And this one is Batman: The Last Night on Earth. Now I talked about this a couple of times. I actually haven't read it yet. I probably will read it tomorrow because I don't think at the office I don't think we're terribly busy. I haven't read that one, but I on the sly secretly am a fan of Batman, so I got that to read. But new books for me, like we were talking off the air about how much money you spend on club members, about how much money we spent on mystery boxes and what we could have done. Just today, our club member and the boss of the club, he is selling his Spawn. Good Lord. Spider-Man 300. And that's like a grail for me. It's probably one of my top ones ever. And
it's a good price too.
$300. How could I possibly afford that? Well, when I first started collecting like a year ago, I bought every single Infinity, the Infinity War that came out, and those are $5 a piece. And there's probably, I don't know, 20, 30 of those times 5. I don't really want to do the math because I'll cry. So when it comes to new comics, yes, I'm very I'm very selective these days, and I'll read them online first. And I think I showed this, but I just want to show this real quick. My man Andrew, Sam Comic Book Club, he sold me this for extremely good price. He was being very nice, which I don't really deserve because I really give him a hard time. But it's an amazing, for being a black book. Like I can't hardly see anything wrong with it. Like it's in amazing shape. And this is something I do want to get them all. Infinity Gauntlet. Infinity Gauntlet is a goal to get all of these.
You want to buy my set?
Huh?
I said, you want to buy my set?
Yeah, I'm not surprised you said that. And then there's another one that I actually ended up getting, and I don't know why I bought it. I really do think I clicked on it. Sometimes I click, hey, Downright Nerdy podcast, what's happening? Did he press those? Oh, good Lord. Nemo, this is a family show. I do think sometimes I'll put books because I buy them online and sometimes I'll put books in my cart and then I move them to save for later. So I remember that at one time I wanted them.
I do that on eBay. I got so many.
And I don't think that I did. I think I went ahead and did it because I got the Spider-Man that Abrams
really good.
And I got both of them, and I definitely wouldn't have bought both of them, even though this is a really cool cover. But this is actually a good story. I read it, and it's actually
really good. I didn't buy that either.
It's actually a pretty good story. Like I kind of want to see where it goes. It's kind of about his son, Peter Parker's son, and how he finds out that it's not really that spoiler because it happens like third page, that he's got his dad's powers, and he kind of didn't know that his dad was Spider-Man because some alternate history stuff kind of happened. And so, yeah, that was really good.
Now, did you read The Life of Spider-Man, that series that went, I think it was like 5 or 6 issues, where it went like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s?
No, I did not.
I was wondering if they used the same continuity of like his son in that comic with something like that. Because he had like 2 kids in that. In the last one, or was the next
he has one in this one so far, just a boy, and the boy's in high school, so I'm assuming he only has one.
Okay.
Unless a daughter that moved away, but his son lives with the aunt, and like he did, and he kind of abandoned the family because of some stuff that happened. Not to give away too much stuff that happened, and he kind of ran from his responsibilities. Old Peter Parker, so his son's kind of hates his dad.
Is his son named Benji?
Ben.
Ben, okay.
Well, they just call him Ben.
It could be because I think in the one they called him Benji through the whole thing, so I don't know if I can't remember.
Hey, JD. All right. So the other part that I was going to show is I really got into the House of X and the Powers of X, and I pulled these two because these are 2 people that I was reading that I actually kind of wanted to know more about. I've only been collecting comics for like a year. I mean, when I was a kid in the 90s, like every other kid in the 90s, I collected some. But these 2 are really intriguing to me, so I wanted to know more. And so I did. I bought this from the punk Nemo who's in here. I think he sold it to me for like 4 times what it was worth because he's not a good friend. I'm just playing. And so I got this one, of course. This is X Factor number 6. The first appearance of Apocalypse, even though I guess number 5, some people say it is, because I guess that was like a cameo or something.
Yeah, a cameo.
So I got that, and then when I was looking into it, because I don't really know that much about X Factor and the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, so I kind of really wanted to find out more. I think I bought this from somebody online, and I don't know if this is anything actually. I think I just like the cover of it or something. So I got let's see, I kind of wrote it down over here just to make sure I didn't mess up. Okay, so this is X Factor number 12, first appearance of Famine. And I bought these actually a few weeks ago when I first read how I don't think they've gone up very much in price, but I got them before anybody said anything, so I still paid like $2 or whatever it is. And this is obviously when Angel's wings gets his wings taken off.
Yep.
Yeah, he gets them nipped off. And then let's see here. I got X Factor number 17. It's Richter has seismic energy, his first appearance. I did look it up on the key app, and they said they made a point to say he's Mexican. I don't know if he's one of the first Mexican. I don't know why that's important that he's Mexican.
They have a whole attachment on the app that has like ethnic
Oh,
comic
yeah. I don't.
characters.
I'm not a. I don't.
Mentioned it in there. It's got
I
like
didn't. Yeah.
all the different ones.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. 'Cause I just use the free. I don't. I don't like subscribe to it or anything because I really don't need to because I spend too much on books as it is. And then I got this one, X Factor number 19. Obviously, it's the first cover, the Horseman, and second appearance of the man there. And so, yeah, it was pretty cool. So I was doing some reading. I actually did some reading on this. I actually kind of like X Factor, to be honest with you, for being like the '90s. And this, they get wordy. Hey, what's up, Bueller? And Discovery Bay. Oh, there's a bunch of people in there. Sorry, guys, I'm not doing a good job. I actually kind of like X Factor. Like I think I've said before, X Factor number 1 was my first ever big boy purchase when I was a kid. I think it was $9 or something like that. Oh, I got pop-ups telling me my antivirus is out of date, shockingly. And so like I've always had that, but I read it. I kind of like the X Factor. And you can I guess the Apocalypse origin, what happened in the rise of Apocalypse, they kind of tell you what his origin is. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I read a few of those. I haven't read them all because it's a lot. It looks like it's like from 10 to 26 is what I've gotten. I haven't got through all of them yet. But basically, Apocalypse, he got to Autumn and she becomes Famine. And it was just because like they all had issues. I wrote them down while I was reading them. Autumn, they hid her away and it made her kind of hate her parents and hate everyone. And so he was kind of like, come with me and you can get your revenge. And then he made her one of the horse, whatever. Obviously he wanted to get his wings back and fly again. So he told him he'd be able to fly again. Another one, I think his name was Abraham. He got paralyzed from the neck down during Vietnam. And he told him, hey, come with me. You'll get to walk again. And so, and then there's another one that she was Plague. I think she was part of the Morlocks in that whole run. Because I guess there was at the same time, there was like a crossover event with Morlocks and all that. You know, they're always like hidden underground because they're all ugly or whatever. And so he was like, you don't need to be like that. Come with me and I'll help you. And then when he sends them up to the, to the mothership there, and they get all their genetics redone of the celestial ship, and they get brainwashed and everything. It just sounds like it's a really cool story. I definitely want to read more about it. It could end up being, people in the comments could be laughing because they say, yeah, that's actually boring. But just from the parts that I've read so far of the books, and then just looking online too, it looks like it could be pretty interesting. So I'm kind of excited. I am glad I got a lot of these books because I know I didn't pay more than $2 or I wouldn't have bought them. So I got them all when they're like $1 or $2. And so those are the books that I picked up and what I plan on reading in the future.
Yeah, I've never read that part either. Like I think I read number 1, and that's all the farther I ever got into X-Force or X-Factor.
Yeah, so it seems like they got it sounds like him, Angel. He is like rich, and so they did X Factor as a way to like get see you later, sir. What is this? Why is it telling me not to? Oh, okay. So you call in, and when you had a mutie problem. Which I think that's awesome. I was like, there's some more muties, shoot them. Short box Padawan. Yeah, this is the only time. Hey, put something up for sale so she can't get it right now.
Okay. What can I put on? Something really good.
And so you would call, like Ghostbusters, when you got a mutie problem, you'd call this X Factor team, and they would show up, and they'd get rid of your mutie problem. But it was actually the X-Men that would show up, and they would take them to Professor X, and he would, do his voodoo that he does so well. And I'm pretty sure it's going to fall apart at some point. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to find out that it's the X-Men. It's not a sound plan, but yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. So I'm pretty sure the whole run of X Factor is not expensive, so I can probably read it without too much worry.
I probably have all the ones you don't have. I sold one through like 7 or 8 a while back. So like the Apocalypse one, I sold that, but I got a bunch of the ones above it, but they're scattered out. So we'll see what I have that you need.
Hey, Biggie. Hey, Jeff. Anybody else I missed? I'm sorry. I miss people. Discovery Bay, dude. I don't know how you're not asleep right now. All you people to go to cons, it's like Sunday night. I don't know how you guys aren't like passed out, man. And apparently there was something here.
Time, but they're on the East Coast though. So
the Dallas Fun Fan Zone thing. Oh yeah, see, Beulah said he enjoyed it too. It was this weekend, and I had no idea, even though I live 20 minutes away. That's how out of the loop I am when it comes to cons and stuff, because I had no idea that the Dallas Fan Jam was this weekend. And I saw some people that I know live in Dallas, and they're like, "Oh, look what I picked up today," and I'm like, "Where'd you get that?" And they're like, "Fan Jam. Where were you?" I'm like,
Fan Jam.
I had no idea that it was this weekend. I had no clue. And he's, how do you live in the area and not know? I'm like, I don't know.
It sounds like
from Georgia or Florida, it seems like. So how would I know what's happening in my own backyard?
Fan Jam sounds like an acoustic, like hippie convention. Everybody gets together and like takes acid and they all dance. And
what's happening, Bear Island Comics? So, Mr. Kung Fu, what did you pick up?
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot this week. Like I said, I've been spending too much money on new stuff, so I didn't really buy a lot of new stuff. But I got some stuff that got sent to me in the mail, and but I went to my comic shop the other day on my way to work because I needed boards and bags. And as I'm walking out, I noticed in the dollar bin they had just put a bunch of. I saw the brown pages. I was like, hey, that's old stuff. That's usually not in there. And so, like, I looked up at the guy. I was like, what's up with this? He's like, yeah, we just bought a collection, and we just put a bunch of stuff in there in the dollar bin. He's like, there's some good stuff in there. And so I was pretty psyched. Like, I found this whole stack, and they were all $1 each. They're all Bronze Age stuff. Like, there's some good stuff in there. Some Strange Tales.
There you go.
And some more Strange Tales.
There you go.
And Spider-Man, the Doctor Strange, and you notice the Doctor strangeness going on. Spider-Man, Daredevil, and I got this Iron Man because it's got my boy Man Thing on it. This is Infinity crossover, Infinity Crusade, no, Infinity War. So I'm putting together a whole set of those, and I don't think I have that one. Inhumans, Eternals. We got this Ghost Rider number 20, and then this was really cool. The reprint of the first appearance of the Punisher. So those were all cool. I also got these. Like, I got these because I have sets of them, and I always jump on dollar GI Joe stuff. So there was some GI Joes that I didn't have, and that one's a pretty bad one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
And, we were talking before, and I said that GI Joe. When I first collected, Bueller's still in here. He didn't help me out any. I was buying a lot of Bueller dollar book boxes, and I was buying a lot of dollar books, just trying to figure out what I even liked. I mean, I even did a whole video thing trying to figure out who I liked and what I liked. Now that I know, I have like 6 short boxes that I have no use for whatsoever. And if I didn't have those anymore, I was telling you, because totally for nostalgia, totally because G.I. Joe, when I was a kid, that was like an escape for me. My childhood was a little rough, so the G.I. Joe was kind of an escape. And every time I see them, like when you're selling them a few times, or I see them on Instagram, I almost automatically go to hit like claim, and then I'm like, no, I can't get into the. I don't. There seems like there's hundreds of GI Joe, so I can't get into that until I start making space. Like I just can't.
The room's not that big, really. It's like 140.
That's a lot,
maybe.
That's a lot.
I mean, if you think about like big, like X-Men is up in the 600s.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Spider-Man's in the 800s. Like 140 is a pretty good run, but it's about average, like for a good long. It's what, like maybe 8 years, 10 years that it ran. But when you start getting later on in GI Joe, they start getting hard to find because they cut the print run keeps getting cut down lower and lower and lower. So the ones that are worth the most are actually the older ones, the newer ones. They're harder to find.
Oh, because nobody was.
This is Invaders number 19, and it's the cameo of Union Jack.
Oh, that's cool.
Brian Fowlsworth as Union Jack, and this right here is the last copy, the last book that I needed to complete my Invaders run. And it literally was sitting there. The first one I saw when I walked past, I looked over and I looked at the dude, and he was like, yeah, we just got those. And when I walked up and I pushed all the books back, it was the first one. I was just like, holy shit. Like, that was meant to be.
Well, congratulations on finishing that out.
Yeah,
there's Doctor Strange in that. That's pretty much the only reason why that series is even any good, because Doctor Strange is a prominent role in Defender. So
like Captain America or Namor, Human Torch. I don't know, it's nostalgic. Like it's this. They were golden age, and then some of them, and then they came back. And I like it though. But I got the first appearance in the Avengers book. I got that from Necro, which thanks, that was a good deal. He hooked me up with it. And so really, the only thing I need is a giant size one. Wink, wink, hint.
Don't I have a giant size one?
Why
didn't you tell me that when I had it? I would have gave that to you.
No, hey, you got this, and I want it. Give it. No, but that, and I think there's an annual number one's the only one that I'm missing out of this series. But I'll get them eventually. Oh, but this is the coolest thing I got. Well, actually, I'll show you this first too, because I got this Marvel Age with Silver Surfer. It's the Mobius art for Marvel Age, and I have it.
Get into Silver Surfer too, because I think I like Silver Surfer. But everybody makes fun of me and says that he's a big crybaby whiner. So
yeah, he's a big whiner. He's very emotionful for someone with like no emotion. Like, but I got this because like I have this whole collection of like all the Mobius Silver Surfer stuff. I even got this trade paperback of the same series, so it went right in there with all that stuff. And it was only $1. It's in really good shape too. But this is the coolest thing I got, and it's one of these Marvel treasuries. It's really, really, really beat up. Like there's.
Oh, but that's so cool though. Look at that.
Yeah, and it's like. I'm not gonna try and open it; it'll fall apart. But you see how horrible a shape it's in. But it's got reprints of Avengers number 52, 57, 60, and 83, which is 52 is where Black Panther joins the Avengers, and 57 is the first Vision. I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. And then 60 is where Hank Pym marries the Wasp, and then they find out that like Hank Pym is the Yellow Jacket, and the big dude, Goliath.
Yeah, that's always confused me, the whole Hank Pym.
I know. And then 83 is the first appearance of Valkyrie. So they're all in here. So that's pretty cool. And it's really easy to read for people with bad eyes like me.
Hey, what's up, Geeks, Drinks, and Comics? And I see that Peter Parker's in here, but I guarantee he talked trash the moment I came in, or moment he came in here. So, what else did you get? Anything else? They said that treasury is dope.
Yeah. Well, I had some stuff show up at my house. I got a package from the Comic Book Kid off of Instagram. And I don't remember. I guess I must have won it in an auction a long time ago because I scrolled back through my stuff, and I think back in August I won it. And I don't know. I had forgot about it, and I guess he forgot about it because I'd gotten a package from him since then that I won. But it's some awesome Rob Liefeld.
There you go.
New Mutants number 97. It's weird because I have the whole run of New Mutants. But the other day I was putting, they did the reprint of 98, and so I bought that, and I was putting it in my New Mutants collection, and I was missing 97. And when I saw that I was missing it, I was like, man, I won that on an auction. It's like, I wonder if I'm ever going to get that. Like, I wonder what happened with it. And then so it's kind of weird how things like that happen.
Yeah, but that's awesome that you completed that one round. But now it's on to the next thing, I guess.
Yeah.
The only problem. So are you not reading any new books right now at all?
No, I read a lot of indie stuff. I've been reading that Something's Killing the Children. That was really good. I read that last night at work.
Oh, crap. There's got to be a second book now because I really liked the first one. And I
forgot. Number 2 is out, and it's getting there. Like it's picking up. It's intriguing enough to where you want to keep reading it. So I like that. What's that one with the freaking where it's like the grandma is like a demon hunter, something.
Oh, Once in
Future or something like that.
Once in Future, yeah. That's really good. But I always chopped it up to I liked it because I have a history degree, so because I was immediately intrigued by that one when I first heard about it.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one too. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still on the same ones I've been on. Venom is awesome. Jeffrey's not in here, so I can say Immortal Hulk is good. I mean, it was really good. It was horror, and then I don't know what they did towards the end. So hopefully they're gonna land the plane really good at the end. So I still like that one. Venom always will always be that. I actually liked Doctor Strange. A lot of people said they didn't like the new run. I actually really liked it. I mean, just like he does for everything he does, he doesn't matter if he's Galactus's, herald. He'll still take on the world and move his fingers a little bit and fix everything that was wrong when nobody ever knows what happened. Let's see. I like. Oh, I haven't read the new X-Men book, obviously yet. But so I don't know if that's any good. I do like. I still like Justice League Dark. I still think that one is pretty good.
I haven't read anything DC since I was like 8.
I know you're like Peter Parker when it comes to DC. You're like
I don't know why it's just so like I'm not interested in any of their characters. I'm not interested in any of like the way that their characters interact. Now I like the shows. Like I watch all that Arrowverse stuff.
I don't know why those are horrible. I gotta tell you right now, those are bad.
I wouldn't know because I mean, to me, that's the DC universe right there. All the Superman movies, the Batman movies and stuff.
Speaking of a guy who loves DC, look at there, Sam's Tangled Web.
yeah. Sam knows
what's up, Sam the man. Yeah, the cartoons. I think no one does cartoons in at least a superhero way better than DC does. Their cartoons are the ball.
Now I'll tell you, I think it was the Justice League Dark cartoon where it had Constantine and it had like Swamp Thing showed up in it and Demon and there were. I think
they're always running them out. They're always good.
Yeah, it was really good. Like I didn't know anything about any of the continuity of it or how shit was going on, but it was entertaining to watch nonetheless. Like I liked.
And I do have the DC app, and I have liked pretty much everything on there. I thought Titans was good. Like I said the other night, I didn't like the new Batman choice they made. The guy's like literally 68 or 60 or something, and he does
the newest episode yet?
Have I seen what?
The newest episode of Titans?
No, I only watched the one, and he bothered me so much. I haven't watched it again. I'm going to, but it really bothered me.
He's in the whole thing, like in the next one, the newest one. Yeah, you're gonna hate it even more because it's way worse than that first time.
He would make so much sense as freaking old Butler fellow there, man, because he's like perfect for him. He's got an accent because he tries to do an English American accent. It's not good, and it's like, why didn't you just let him be? Anyways, but I do like.
There's a scene in it where the dude is like on stage dancing with two like burlesque dancers, and it's so hard to watch. Like, I really like that show, and I can tolerate crap inside of something that I like. I almost just like start fast forwarding just through that little. It's only like a minute, if that, and I couldn't like. It was just like, no. Yeah, no.
Well, they all did something. So like Titans was pretty good. Like I'm not obviously I'm not a big Titans fan, like because I've only been collecting comics for a year. But
like Titans Go.
My son loves it. By the way, he loves seeing Titans Go. So I didn't have an issue with like any of their casting because I don't have any connection to them. So like if they changed them, I don't know. Like I didn't have issue with it. I thought it was pretty cool. It was like, WB level, but I thought it was pretty cool as far as acting and stuff go. The Doom Patrol, Chaos the Comics just said that. Doom Patrol was freaking awesome. I love it. Just because it was so weird and it never took itself seriously. Like you might have a talking shoe on one episode. You have no clue what's going to happen. I thought the Doom Patrol was awesome.
The bad guy in that too. He played in Firefly. And I'm a big fan of the dude that played the bad guy. I can't remember what his name is, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dude, as an actor, I think he's really good. And so when I saw him in the first episode, I was like, man, I'm gonna love this show. I already know it.
That guy, the actor you're talking about. That guy's a nerd because he is like in all nerd things. He's always there. He's always in the background, whether it's Star Wars or Star Trek. He's always going to be somewhere in the background doing something.
Him and the other guy from Firefly, the guy that plays the captain. Like they did a show, I think it's called Con Men, where it's just the two of them going to comic conventions and they do the whole signing stuff and all that. But there's all this drama that happens like on it. And it's, if you've never seen it, I can't remember. I think on my Hulu, like there's a channel called Con TV, and I want to say that I found it on there. But it's worth watching. It's really funny.
Did you ever watch Firefly, the TV show? Like,
Oh
did you?
hell yeah! I got like the box set of it.
Okay, so I didn't watch it. I have now, but I didn't watch it. Nothing about it. And then I watched the movie when it came out. Oh, that's pretty good. So I went back and watched the TV show. TV show is way better, by the way. The TV show is actually really good. Except for there's some weird kind of continuity thing, like halfway through it. I'm not sure what happened, but it got kind of weird. Like it kind of jumped a little bit. I don't, you know what I'm talking about? Like it got weird for a second. I guess there's some missing episodes, but other than that, I thought Firefly was really good. Now I see why the fanboys went nuts when they canceled it because it's pretty good. I can't imagine.
It never even got to air. Like they made it, they put the pilot out, and they never aired it. So it's really like, good. But they made a movie about it. It was so good they made a movie about it. I saw the movie before I even knew there was a TV show.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I think the TV show is even better. Like that's one of those ones where it's like, there's no way you're marketing that, right? Because it's a good show. Like there's no way that couldn't be. You know, you get like 20 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. There's no way that was good for all 20 seasons. But then you don't have like Firefly doesn't make it for like a season. That's no way.
It's hard.
Yeah, so that was good.
I got one other thing that I was going to show. Like show real quick, and it's kind of a like a PSA for people out there that and don't get me wrong, like we were talking about the Key Collector app. Like I like the Key Collector app. I use it all the time. Like I can use it while I'm on live streams when people are talking about books. I can look real quick up and be like, oh shit, that book's like a $15 book, whatever. But like I was talking to you off the thing about how I'm a completionist and I got to have all of something. Amazing Spider-Man. I'm doing the Amazing Spider-Man set, the whole series, every freaking stupid weird thing. The Key Collector app has a little tag, one of those little links that's like promo and free comics that they just did giveaways on. Okay. So I got a bunch of those Spider-Man ones, and I see on there they have one for Amazing Spider-Man number 437, and it says on the thing that it's a Toy Biz exclusive that like given away through toy stores. And so my first thought is shit, I know I don't have that. So I go on eBay, there's a link there. I use the link, I go to eBay, I find one for like, I think I paid $6 and then like another $4 to ship it. Well, so I paid $7 for it because that's the cheapest one I find on there.
Is that literally what you did? Did you hit the cheapest one first button?
Yeah, because I just wanted it. I don't give a crap about what condition it's in. I just want it. I got to have it. So it shows up. I got it from mycomicshop.com. This Lone Star Comics is what it shows up as, but I got it in the mail yesterday, I think, or well, it would have been Saturday while I was at work. But then I read the description after I bought it, and it says, yeah, it was given away in a Toy Biz toy, which is the Amazing Spider-Man, like the Legends 6-arm Spider-Man toy. Oh, okay. And it dawned on me, I got the freaking toy up in my attic with it, brand new comic book, never touched air since it was packaged, still in perfect condition up in my attic. And then so it shows up and I'm like, fuck man, I spent $10 on something I totally don't need. Because my impulses were just like, I gotta have all of them.
You gotta pull those plastics down from the attic, man, and display them with pride. That way you know what you got.
Yeah, it would take up all that. Maybe I'll put them on the ceiling.
Anyway. Dude, I have never got so many "What are you doing?" messages and hate from the Star Wars Force Friday video I did. That was hilarious. I think they're all in good fun, obviously, because there's mostly my friends. But they were like, what the hell are you doing? All that money added up, that's more comic books. And I was like, well, it actually legitimately is like 90% for the boys. Like, I don't have them here because the boys have run off with them. But yeah, it was just funny how it was like, everyone was like, oh, what are you doing? All those stupid toys. And yeah.
It was fun, man. But there was a time where like I had gotten away from collecting comics. And I started buying toys, and that's like I say up in my attic, I have dozens and dozens of like plastic shipping containers, like the rigid hard ones, kind of like them BCS comic boxes, you know?
Yeah.
But they're just all packed full of mint-in-the-box toys.
Yeah, you need to send them to me. You ain't using them. What are you keeping them for? You might as well just send them over to me.
Toys. You wouldn't want them. They're like, cool.
Somebody asked me, so I was going to show. It's already
don't buy stuff just because it looks shiny and pretty and you know you don't have it. Do your research and don't waste money.
Somebody asked me about it. There is the no fro, but it's already curling in the back, so within like 2 weeks it'll, if the wife allows it, it'll be
this is the new pro show.
So I don't know. Like I said, whenever I suggested it was time to cut it, she was within 10 seconds with the shears ready to go. So I think that's kind of my hint that she didn't want it to get that big anymore.
On my chin.
Dude, did you see Peter? Hey, Peter Parker Comics. He's got videos. You guys should go watch them because he is long-haired hippie until he forgot to yes, I did, Florence. He didn't know how to, I guess, even out his beard, so he ended up having to cut the whole thing off, and his tears were salty but enjoyable for the amount of beard he had to cut off.
I can't imagine. You know, my kids, like my oldest daughter, she would have been like 3 when I started growing a beard. So they've literally never seen me without a beard. I plan on like my son's graduation day when he's up on stage, shaving bald, and going up there and just standing up and clapping. Yay, son, yay. Fat dude with the chunky face that's like, who is that guy? Shave it all. Smooth.
Yeah, see, look, Peter still got tears. He said he doesn't want to talk about it. I told you. He still got the tears over that. So that means you haven't, so you don't really read too much new books then, right? You don't read too much mainstream, like you didn't read any of the House of X or Power of X or any of that?
I read all that stuff. I got up to like, I think Powers number 3 is where I stopped. And I forget what, like some reason or another, I think I ran out of boards, and I don't like to, I like to put my boards in my comics because they always come bagged, but they don't have a board. And so I'll put my boards in them, and then I stack them up and I'll organize them, and then I read them. Like I don't like reading them when they're not boarded because they're floppy, and I'm afraid that I'll hurt them.
Yeah.
It's just my brain is weird. But so I think I read up to Powers 3, but I have them all. Like I bought all the Scotty Young covers because I'm a nerd, and I like Scotty Young.
Yeah, I got to find some more Scotty Young because I had a few, and I realized I don't have a problem with Scotty Young. I'm just not ever going to collect Scotty Young probably, so I'll probably have to send it all to you. But yeah, now that
it has a section that's probably about this big, that's all Scotty Young. Like
hey, I was gonna say, now that I saw the Great Legend is in here, it's way too much content overload. I try to watch a little bit today, but between John's comics and Whitewell and Great Legend and all those guys, the Comic Core or whatever, dude, there's got to be like 2 weeks worth of watching if you want to watch interviews with artists and writers and just people hanging out. And dude, there's like so much stuff that's probably going to come. So if you like that kind of stuff,
my phone was blowing up all day with all the live notifications. Like this person's going live.
So if you think you might like that, just keep an eye open for a lot of those guys who went to Baltimore, because I know that, I mean, I couldn't even keep up with it. I didn't even try to go on YouTube because I was looking at Instagram, and every time I go on Instagram, there was like more posts and I would hit it, and all that would fly by really fast or like in line to interview them, or I'm waiting for my chance. Like, oh my gosh. So there's going to be probably some pretty cool interview stuff coming out.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I think I caught a little bit of a couple of them, a couple of the live videos.
Yeah, I did. This morning I did.
I had family stuff, so I couldn't really listen to anything, but put it on there on quiet time.
Yeah, I still haven't ventured out to a con. I don't know. I don't really know anybody in this area, so I'd go by myself, and I don't know if I would ever have the gumption to go by myself to a con. And then I assume you have to spend money because you got, like, if I'm going to buy tickets to get in, that's going to be really annoying if I buy tickets but then don't buy something. That's how they get you. So I would I'll also be willing to spend money, and as you know, I don't like parting with money, so it's hard.
Well, now I heard something today, and I've tried it myself, and it didn't really work out for me. But Discovery Bay was talking about when he went there at Baltimore that he took like 4 slabs with him, and on day 1, the first thing he did was he went around to some different people that had, I forget what it was, a Fantastic Four book number 13, or I can't remember what he said it was, but he went to a few different places to get like the going price for them, and then he finally found somebody to buy it from him. He said he got like $300 for it, and so that was his con money. And then he had like whatever 3 more slabs left for him to barter with, trade with, sell. So that's a good thing. I've tried that. I took some Golden Age books to that Huntsville con that I went to, and I was trying to like trade those for credit towards other books people had.
You gotta have the money. It's like if you want to go gambling, make sure you bring a fat wad. But you gotta have the fat wad before you can gamble with it. Like I don't have a $300 book to go to a con and pawn it off on somebody.
Maybe you got maybe
no.
You got a bunch of Doctor Strange.
Well, yeah, and there's a reason why, because nobody wants this. They all shipped it to me. By the way, short box Padawan. Like I talk to Fu all the time, and I talk to him on here. You got all the Venom. Even when I try to say, like, hey, we're supposed to be friends, why don't you pull that off to the side? He's like, no, look, I got to sell it so I can buy more books I actually want. And then I try to get him to sell Venom on his auctions really fast. And he's like, oh, yeah, they're coming. And then as soon as your name pops up, he's like, oh, coming up next is Venom. So I don't know how much he has left, but I'm pretty sure you got a vast majority of his Venom.
I got to cater to my audience.
It's just like
you got a bunch of potheads in the room. You don't start out with crack. You start out with weed. Come on.
Just like when I said in the chat, I'm sure you saw it. And I said it's Barbarian's fault because he makes me buy all of his books. And then Issue says, well, you don't have to buy them. That's your choice. And I said, yeah. But then suddenly, after he found out I like Doom, suddenly he gets all these. Oh, I found 5 more Doom. I don't know where I found these Dr. Dooms.
I get as much Venom as I can, and I get Doom covers because they all sell.
I wonder who they sell to.
I would buy like really expensive keys and sell them for $1, but that doesn't usually happen.
It's and nobody asks for charity, Nemo. I'm just saying he's purposely buying books as I buy from him, jerk.
I'm buying them for you.
To buy though. Like, thank you. You're basically my personal shopper.
That's because you got it like that. You got your own personal shopper.
Who is that? It's me, Shortbox, and who's the other one that's always in there with us?
Toy Crunch. There's Jackal. I can't remember what Jackal something. He's from right around here too, and he buys a lot of good stuff. Like he knows a bunch about some comics, so he gets a lot of good stuff. There's a few people that I sell to a lot. Book movers.
That's what I was thinking of. There've been times it's just been me and him, and there was that one time where it was like just me and him because the internet went down, and we were like, "Do you want this one?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Okay, I won't bid on it." And your face was like, "Wait, what?"
No.
It was so good.
It didn't matter to me.
She heard it through the grapevine. You just got his goodies. He got replaced for okay. So she said she heard through the grapevine that you got some more books. Just those ones right there. Okay. No Venoms in there though.
Oh no, I didn't pick. This is all like Bronze Age stuff. No, I hadn't picked up any more Venom stuff. The place that I get my really, really cheap stuff and sell it to you at a markup, I bought all their Venom already. Man, I'm talking about making like 30 cents a book. Like, I'm not killing it over here. But I get stuff out to people that want it. That's what's important to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if I'm not going to lose money doing it, I'm happy.
I'd rather lose money to you than somebody like Nemo, because Nemo's always got some kind of shady shenanigans going on.
I always send you the best packing material, though.
Well, cool. So what else? What are you looking for now? Like, what's your goal? Like, if next week, if you're on the hunt, is there like something particular you're looking for, or something just catching?
No, not really. Like, I know the newest Middle West comes out soon. I read Middle West.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good. I'm not sure if it comes out next week or what, but I just started digging back into my old Howard the Duck run, so I'm rereading all of that. I got up last night. I got up to like number 4, I think. I was gonna read Die number 5 through like to get caught up. I had brought that, and then I brought like number 2 through 7 of Howard the Duck, and I was like, I don't care about Die. I want to read Howard the Duck. So I have a couple, like I got some holes in my Howard the Duck stuff I need to fill, so I'm always looking for those.
Now, is Howard the Duck legitimately good, or you just like it because it's
fun? Quirky and funny, and he's a character that like has to deal with a lot of like people like looking down on him, not taking him seriously. And so I relate to that kind of stuff. Like he has like a really dedicated friend that was gonna love him no matter what, no matter all of his bullshit and all that stuff. Like he's a dickhead sometimes. Like little Howard the Duck, he'll be a dickhead to some people. And she's just like, oh Howie, stop being so rough on him.
So Howard the Duck is in. Okay, because I remember seeing like 10 minutes of the movie when I was a kid, and it was too much for me, too on a higher plane of thought for me. Is he from another world or dimension, and he's in here with us, or he just happens to be a duck?
Yeah, he's from another like parallel. I guess you'd say a parallel universe. Like he was brought. There was this freaking some kind of sorcerer or something like that. If I remember right, it was in Adventures to Fear. But he like broke like this wall that separated, and he brought some people in, and he just shows up like Man Thing's over here, and there's like this barbarian dude that he's fighting, and then all of a sudden Howard the Duck just shows up like, hey, y'all just chill out. and so they all start hanging out. I hadn't got to read all of that either. I read his first appearance. I read that, but I hadn't got to read much more because I don't have it yet, and I never had that stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I'm too lazy to go online and read it. So if I don't have the paper in front of me, I won't read it.
Well, cool. So, like I said, I showed all these because I want to know more about Apocalypse. Oh man, I don't know if I can find them. Talk for a second, because Sam is in here, and I wanted to show Sam something.
Sam from Sam's Tangled Web.
Yeah, because Sam's the one that got me going. He's actually the one that got me going on Dr. Doom, to be honest with you. Hold on, Sam. I wanted to show you this. What did I do with them? See, this is all this crap I got from you.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what you've got. Oh, yeah. The lovely Elizabeth here to stop me from trying to steal your stuff. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Hold on. Bear with me.
I got all my toys in reach, so now I can play them. I don't know what the junkyard sounded like.
Dude.
Yeah, too.
I tried to buy your Macho Man on the thing, but you didn't let me buy it off you.
I got these awesome cards from the comic book store. Should I open them?
What is that? Oh yeah, look at
that. Can't remember the name of the plant. Is the plant a mutant? Krakoa? Is that it? Krakoa?
Yeah, it's like a mutant island.
Is it like a mutant, like a actual sentient being?
I believe like so, yeah.
It's just not in the form that has arms and legs.
Yeah, it's an island, and they had to use like dang it. I forgot his name. One of the X-Men who can break down language, and then the other X-Men that can build any kind of machine, and that they took like all the X-Men that's kind of like secondary people that you're like, hey, what's the point of that guy?
Yeah.
Able to use all their powers to create what was going on at X-Men.
Yeah, I heard they used gold balls. That's funny.
Right here. Gold balls. Barbarian. It took him like months to accomplish it, and a lot of marking up on his end. But I got all the books of Doom. Right? I got them all now.
I couldn't find them all. So unless you got some more.
I think I did. I think I need to get like 2 online. So
yeah, there was some gaps.
They told me to read the books of Doom, and so I was looking for them from that point. And then like 3 days later, you're the one that said you got like 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 4, or something weird.
Yeah, I found them at the shop and in the dollar bins. I found them, and that's when I put them on that auction. You're like, hey, I was looking for these. I was like, well, I'll get the rest of them.
And then there's still a trade that has Doom and Doctor Strange together, but yeah, you have the hardback. But right now on eBay, they're too expensive. I'm not buying that. but that's the other one I want. Yeah, I just want to show you that I saw you say, because I've been meaning to tell you, Sam, that I got those books of Doom. I just got to get them all together now and read them because they're all in this little pile right here. What?
I'm just showing my cards. It's all blurry. I did pick up the X-Men #1 from the new series. I got the art germ with Miss Marvel, not Miss Marvel, freaking Marvel girl, Jean Grey.
I think people are kind of excited for New Mutants too. That's coming out, the new one.
I read the New Mutants. The one is it a one shot that they just put out?
That one, I didn't like that one, but then Needmo told me it's not the same one that everyone's liking, or the one that people are hoping that's going to be good. That was just a one shot.
See, I liked it. I wasn't so big on the story, but the art in it was freaking jamming, man.
Yeah, I was super confused by the story just because I don't know anything about New Mutants.
It was so confusing. Like, it was all over the place. And I think it actually, like, mid-stride, mid-storyline, it just kind of like somebody pulled the e-brake and turned the wheel and just like started spinning. And then they dropped the pedal, and it just took off in a totally different direction.
Yeah, because there was a few things. Like when I first read Powers of X, it was a little confusing. And then I remember I was like, I'm so confused. And I reached out to Joe Ryan, and he was like, you're not really supposed to know what's going on. And then he was like, just make sure you read every page. And I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I read every page. So, and this is Peter Feastone, who's going to love this because he loves this part of Powers of X. So I went back and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I literally read every single page, even the ones you normally skip, where it's like giving you a summary. And then you realize, oh, you have to do that because you got to follow graphs and you got to follow all the stuff, Peter. And then
you got to learn a foreign language.
Peter, not right now, man. Don't tell me any more about Doom, please. I don't have any money, dude. Save that for me on another day. I don't need to know any more about Doom right now. And don't show freaking Barbarian either. And so, yeah, it was like that. But see, I only had to go back and read once. And I was like, oh, okay, I got this now.
Yeah, once you understand how it's supposed to work.
Well, that New Mutants, I read it. My mind wandered the entire time. Like I was thinking, I mean, I got ADD anyway, but my mind was off of like other things. I went and had lunch, came back and tried to read it again, got like 4 pages in and said, nah, I don't know what this is. So I remember that's when I messaged the group chat and it said, and Nemo was like, no, when, he says Chris Claremont New Mutants. That's just a one shot. I was like, oh, okay, because I was all thinking it was supposed to be good, but that was horrible. It wasn't horrible. I was just super confused. I'm not gonna say it's horrible.
It reminded me a lot of the original New Mutants, and so I liked it. Like I told you, I got that whole series.
Wasn't the original Mutants? Wasn't the Man, the Myth, and the Legend on art for the original one?
Who?
Liefeld, wasn't he the art?
Just towards the end, yeah.
So is that why you like the art?
I can't remember if Bob McLeod was the begin. Yeah, he did the first one, I know. And then like Sienkiewicz picks it up after a while. When Sienkiewicz takes it over, that's really when it really started taking off for me. Like I really like Sienkiewicz art. Like I like that twisted, weird, like sketchy looking stuff he does.
But they didn't create Deadpool. I mean, I don't know if you're aware of this, who created Deadpool, but it wasn't those guys. It was the man, the myth. I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware that he created Deadpool, but in case you weren't aware.
There's no feet on this cover. No feet.
Dude, what's going on with him? Is he having a mental breakdown? Did you see that he announced that he's not dealing with Marvel. He doesn't deal with Image or something, and not dealing with TV shows. He's not dealing with anything, man. He's just gonna be doing a lot of this. Okay, guys, so I got something special for you. I picked up some old sketches.
No, I see him pop up on my Instagram because I'm not blocked. Because I don't ever comment. Like,
the only two is not blocked my entire company.
I'm a big believer in I don't want to give my energy to somebody if I don't have to negatively, it doesn't do me any good to give somebody my energy in a negative way. So I don't really pay too much attention to him, but his art sucks. I can't stand
awesome. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's awesome. If you watch his Instagram thing,
When he did this, he was way better. Like this is like it's still not the best, but man, is it better than like Major X. These guys have lips. He's got an upper lip.
you were really on that lip thing. I remember you were really going crazy for those lips.
It's because like, how are you gonna do the same face? He puts the same face on like 90% of his characters and can't tell that none of them have upper lips. Like you gotta have an upper lip in order to drink. You needed to talk.
I have no idea if he's a good artist. I have no idea. I do know, however, he's a good Instagram watch for about 45 seconds, and I can't take it after that. But because of all of his hand things, and he's clearly either I don't want to say he's on drugs, but he drinks a lot of energy drinks maybe, and he's like, okay, so excited for you guys. Big things are happening. I'm like, oh my god. Well, cool. So, all right. So then you need to make sure you're buying for next week so we can do another show, and it's not once every 6 months or so.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up buying something because literally right before you sent my notification, I sold something on eBay, so I'll have some money in my PayPal. Otherwise, I would be pretty strapped because I keep buying stupid shit like this that I don't even need, and all my eBay money, all my PayPal money goes away.
Well, cool.
But yeah, I gotta go, and there's another shop it's not as close to me. It's close to Mo, and I've been saying how I need to go there. This dude just got a couple set collections in, and apparently he's got some newly stocked dollar bins for me to go through. So I need to go look for some Silver Surfer that's in my collection that I need, and some other stuff, some of that cheap stuff.
Yeah, like I was saying before, there's a comic book shop that I actually do like, and for some reason, they don't. I guess he doesn't believe in dollar books. Anything that would be a dollar book is going to be at least $2 or $3. It's not $1. So I'm a little confused by that. But you can get decent prices. Like I got my first appearance of Better Ray Bill. It was a pretty good copy too, and it was before all the hype though. But I only got it for I think it was like $15, something like that. And it wasn't too bad. And that was one of the books that I wanted because I think he's kind of a cool character. So I was willing to pay a little bit more than like the $1 I normally pay. But yeah, he was the same one that when I did the floating head covers for Slab Down, he was like, "What the hell's a floating head cover?" And then when I said I was on doing it for YouTube, he really gave me crap about it. So I was like, "This guy's." It's pretty fun. He like rolled his eyes and was all like, YouTube, floating heads. I don't know what floating head cover is. And I'm like, dude, you've been selling comics for like 30 years. You've never heard the term floating head covers, really? Or is it because I made the mistake of announcing it? Because he goes, can I help you with something? I was like, oh, I'm looking for floating head covers. I'm doing a YouTube thing, and it's like competition, and so who can get the best floating head cover? And he immediately looked at me like I was a piece of trash. Like, it was like I was a long-haired hippie, and it was the '60s, brother. And I just walked into the wrong business. And I was
I don't know what you mean by some freaking floating head thing, but I got some Venom over here, and Supermans and Batmans.
Boo, are you going down to Dave's tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to see Joker. It has been decided. I'm going to see Joker. And then possibly the next day, I'm going to see Zombieland.
Do you go to Mo's place of business and get in for free?
No, because I don't like to do that. Like it's, I don't know. It's not. It makes me feel uncomfortable to be like, "Hey, you work at a theater. Can you sneak me in for free?"
You gotta use it for something big, I guess.
I mean, if he like sold Cadillacs, I might be like, dude, throw me down a Cadillac. If he owned a Cadillac, I might be like, hey, throw me down a Cadillac. But
a quick story. As big a Star Wars fan as I am now, I haven't been a Star Wars fan very long. My son is now 8. When he was like 3, he suddenly became a huge Star Wars fan. I don't know why. I never really saw any of the Star Wars movies. I only saw them on TV passingly. And And I am like the world's biggest sucker for my kids. Whatever they're into, I'm into. I can name off half the My Little Ponies because my daughter was into it for like 10 minutes.
You like glitter sparkle spikes.
And then my son, the youngest son's into Thomas the Train, which is fine because my other son was. That's not that big a deal. But he was into Star Wars, so I got into it. But I remember when the first Star Wars came out. No, it couldn't have been because I wasn't that old yet.
You're talking about the remastered ones from the 90s?
Like number 5 probably, but number 2, when they came out again, like Attack of the Clones or whatever, when they came out like in the 2000s or whatever it was.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so a friend of mine I worked with, he was like, dude, I got the hookup. We're gonna go see Star Wars. And I didn't have the heart because he asked a friend of a friend of a friend when we were literally going to sneak in like you see for like the 1950s movies with the little kids sneak in the exit. And we literally snuck in the exit and sat down on the stairs in between the aisles and watched the movie. And I didn't have the heart to tell him that I could care less about Star Wars because he was so excited. So I had to get super excited for it. And when everybody else would go like, woo, they get excited. It was the one where Yoda pulls out the lightsaber and fights for the first time. And everybody freaked out when he fought for the first time. And I was like, oh, woo! Because I had no idea.
You're like, wait.
That it was I was like, oh, ooh, he's got a lightsaber.
Little feet go.
That was my first interest, but it reminded me when you said you're not going to ask Nemo, but it was funny because like my friend got super excited that he got us in there, and the whole time I was like, dude, it would be better if you almost picked anyone else in the world to go with you because I know nothing about Star Wars.
I would have liked it more if you just snuck us in the back of the liquor store and got us or something.
I know way too much about it because when you're playing Star Wars with your kids and he asks me a question, I got to Google it or something to figure out why that's that way, and then you just know too much. But
I think I saw the original Star Wars. I was like 3 when it came out, and I don't remember seeing it in the theater, but I want to say that I was taken to the theater with my parents because at the time there was a theater in our town. Okay. It was really small, but I'm vaguely remember seeing the other 2 in the theater. And then when they did the remastered ones, it was a really big deal. My mom wanted me to go with her to go see the first one. Oh, cool, was remastered because I remember her saying, like you were too little when we watched it the first time. And because back in the 70s, they didn't have, like, you couldn't watch it. It was in the theater, and then you didn't get to see it again until, like, it was in the theater somewhere else. Or they played it, like, on, like, the TV channel, and it was a big deal.
No, Toy Crunch, I live in Dallas area. I live in Frisco, technically. Well, technically, I live in Salina, but nobody knows who that is. So in the chat, you do this too. What was the first movie you ever remember actually going to see as a kid?
The Nude Bomb.
The Nude Bomb?
Yeah, it was a Disney movie. And I remember because I was really little, and it was, PG, but it was, you'd have to Google it because I couldn't even tell you anything. I remember the very last scene was like this bomb had went off, and the bomb like blows everybody's clothes off. And so the last scene is these 4 people like walking away from the camera, and it just shows their butts, and they're walking away.
I remember mine.
I saw the black hole like when I was really little too, but I think the Nude Bomb was first.
My parents had me when they were like 16, and so that was never going to work, obviously. So when my mom decided to move, we lived in Dallas, and she had moved to El Paso. My dad knew he wasn't going to see me very much. And so he took me, and we were going to watch movies all day long, but we only made it 2, and it was Gremlins and Ghostbusters. And I watched Gremlins first and was a little freaked out by Gremlins because I was pretty young. But I remember I watched Gremlins, and then we watched Ghostbusters. And, in the library when they were trying to sneak up on the ghost, they said, get her. Man, I probably got 2 little squirts of pee came out. That is the scariest thing I ever saw when I was a kid. I had just got freaked out by Gremlins, so it was like.
Yeah. I remember seeing that in the theater too.
That was my first. I watched 2 in the same day. It's the first time I've been in the movie theaters was for Gremlins and Ghostbusters.
That's awesome. That's way better than the Nude Bomb.
Well, cool. Well, all right. Well, we'll try to do this again next week. Thanks for everybody coming. We actually have a lot of people here, and I do appreciate it. I didn't want to go for an hour, but we did. It was fun. All right. Do you have anything else?
I have made promises to certain people that I was going to do another Power Records video.
Oh yes, I want to watch those too. Listen to
That's on my agenda for my 4-day off. My long weekend. This is my long weekend, so I have 4 days off in a row. So potentially start filming it tonight and maybe have it up tomorrow, or I got a lot of stuff to do on Tuesday, so I won't be able to do it then. But if I don't get it done tonight, then I might be able to get it finished tomorrow.
Oh, Jungle Book. That was a good one, Nemo. I remember watching that as a kid too. Jungle Book.
But hey, you got the chat up. We'll let the people in the chat here decide which one to watch, which one I should do. So
okay.
Let me do real quick, and you can ask.
Oh, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, another quality show. I like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I got that one.
Okay, get ready to vote. Hold on for like one more second, then we'll vote, and then we'll. Now, I've never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas. I keep meaning to watch it, but I have never watched it.
Ooh, I have 3 of them that I haven't done yet.
You know, the original Batman with Jack Nicholson, my mom would let me watch that because there was that preview of the skull that was like burning up when he was laughing or whatever, and she thought it would like scar me for life. So I didn't get to watch that in the movie theaters.
Okay, so here's our choices. We got 3 choices.
All right.
We got Amazing Spider-Man.
Well,
this is let me see if I can find the title on it. Invasion of the Dragon Men. So we have that one.
That sounds interesting.
We have Batman and stacked cards with the Joker. And I'm pretty sure that this, and I don't think I've done this one yet. I might have done it on my Instagram when I did stuff live, but I haven't done it on YouTube. And then Wonder Woman. And the Wonder Woman is The Secret of the Magic Tiara.
If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's probably going to be, just because I know who's in here, it's going to be Spider-Man.
Okay, well, we'll let them decide, and that's what I'll do.
Yeah, it's already been decided, dude. There's like 5 people in here, and 5 people have already voted Spider-Man.
Spider-Man? Okay.
You have Sam Tingle's Web, Peter Parker, and Nemo. What did you think was going to happen?
You know what? I had already done this one anyway. Now I see it.
I was going to ask you if that's the one where they.
There's one panel right there. It's like one of them.
I watched that one. You definitely seen that one.
So that one's out the door. So it was just these 2.
Yeah. So Spider-Man.
Wonder Woman or Spider-Man?
That has it by a lot. So yeah.
All right. We'll do Spider-Man tonight, and then I'll do Wonder Woman later.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. And then wait for Barbarian Kung Fu. If you're not, I'm sure you already are, but if you're not following him, do it so you can watch some Spider-Man goodness.
It's awesome.
Listen to Spider. Well, I guess you flip through the pages. Both.
I'm awesome too, and so is that.
Well, all right, guys. We'll see you. Catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.
That's that awkward like